To the first session, I invite Dr. Murali, who is going to enlighten you about the importance of e-portfolio writing. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning to all participants, dear colleagues, and the head department of H&S, Rajendra Prasad sir. I would like to here also leave thank you to Priya madam for introducing me. Welcome to all participants of third year students of VJD College. I hope that you are all safe at your own end. You are taking care of your health well. This is a very pandemic situation for us. We all should be very careful. The government is taking so many pains and precautions implementing, but still at the end of the day, it comes to every individual that everybody should take care of themselves. Nobody is going to save your life. You only have to save your life. This is my opening comment, opinion about the present situation. Now I move on to the particular topic area. I think I'm going to share now the slide. Today, this is going to be a very useful topic when our HOD and the principal directors are, they guided us to why don't we conduct one session so that third year and fourth year students will be benefited when they go for MS abroad. This document will be very useful for them. So keeping the, giving respect to the higher authorities, then I'm given the chance to speak on deliver the content on e-portfolio. Thanks to the management and the higher authorities of my body. And now, when you look at this particular title, before e-portfolio, then would like to talk about what exactly portfolio is. Once you know this portfolio meaning and purpose, I'm gonna here give you clarity. What the clarity is, I talk about the definition of portfolio, first point. Second point, what is the purpose of portfolio? Third point, how to design portfolio. Fourth point, and how to submit in online. Fifth point. Then I am also here talking about very important websites available online. I'm going to give list of the websites, a list of the tools. Using those tools, so you can create your own portfolio for your purpose. So how to prepare on the website? I talk about this. I'll give you a little workshop. Of course, you may be offline, but still this content will be very useful for you. How to prepare your own, how to design your own portfolio using a website. So I'm going to give at the end, I give a live situation, live experience for you. I make you to understand very well. Okay. And people who are using mobile phone, I mean participants, they can, if they have the facility of laptop at the side, please open those particular websites when I discuss, then it will be easy for you to orient yourself, I think. Okay. So writing portfolio is the best way of professionally show off your skills, documents, experiences, credentials, workshops you have organized, workshops you have conducted, you have hosted, you have participated in NSS programs, NCC programs, and you have achieved some certificates over there. All of them are here. You are going to put all these curricular, extracurricular activities with documents in a file. So you are making a dossier here. You are making a dossier. What you are doing here right till today, you are collecting all the documents and you are filing up in a file folder. Now, after going through this particular presentation, definitely you will segregate what comes under which category. Important. So we prepare a dashboard here. So this particular, it fills various Whereas I mean to say, portfolio is talking about completely, as I told you, is a collection of everything is a collection of your evidences. Mind you, please. Collection, what a collection? See, for example, today you have joined engineering course. For imagine, since joining your engineering course, you have to make sure which course you have opted, and the same content also can be seen in your portfolio dashboard. Remember this. You may have some questions from your end. Do we need to have this syllabus you have studied? Most important thing in the world universities, they are expect first of all they look at your resume. Okay. After resume, they ask for your e-portfolio if at all you have the document. So when you submit this e-portfolio, first of all, they look at your spotlight. What is spotlight here? Spotlight is a brief introduction about you, what you have studied during your college days. It's a brief paragraph you prepare. So this is another point of it. Coming to this, exactly what portfolio is. What are the common objectives here you have? See, for example, look at it. It's an academic point of view. Is a portfolio is a digital collection created by a student. We were discussing by a student and your course related work. If you just jot down what are your course related works, that comes under curricular activities. They come under. And other than curriculum, extracurricular and co-curricular, you have it. So these you separate and keep these folders separate at your end. And here, what are the mentioned here? Created a student and their course related work like essays. What are essays here? For example, these days, many students, they are reading, they have the habit of reading books and novels. I mean, so if you have written your own essay or your own critical review on any novels these days you have read, okay, you can read the novels, you can write a critical review, and there is an opportunity that you can also upload this particular document in your e-portfolio after creating a dashboard. Okay, and another opportunity also you have after writing the same critical review on the books you have read, you can also upload your article in LinkedIn. And you can mention the Google link URL at the end. The people also from their end, they can also pop up. They can go to the portfolio website. So they will look at all this there. So what is essays? Then posters. Posters, you have attended many, imagine you have attended many activities during the college sessions on the campus and off the campus. You are preparing, you have prepared posters. You preserve those posters. Why to preserve those posters? You have to upload these posters in your e-portfolio website, importantly. What are you doing? You are uploading your essays. Make sure you are uploading your posters, what you have done and how you have excelled. And you need to also write, for example, you have prepared poster. You need to brief up your poster. Maybe one paragraph is enough to describe the poster. Photographs relating to posters, what you call activities you have attended, participated in many seminars, and relating to those, you need to take up photographs. Photographs also, relevant photographs for each. See, you have course, for example, go back to course related work. So you have received on alumni or in annual day, for example, you have been given a certificate of appreciation. That certificate of appreciation also in the form of photo, you are going to upload in e-portfolio. I'm going to tell you where you have to keep, under which category you have to keep, put it. Then I'm going to tell you at the end with the websites, live examples. Okay. Posters, photographs of relating to any achievements you have happened to meet so many people, CEOs, company CEOs, and well noted speakers. You are going to take the photographs, and why you have taken the photograph, then you are going to briefly explaining in your portfolio. Okay, videos. Videos, coming to the particular point is videos. These days, students are doing so many videos. So many videos on, for example, of course, TikTok has been banned, is fine. And many people in a global level, some companies also accepting TikTok videos. Remember this. I'm noting point. Okay. So they want to know your body language. They want to read your complete personality before recruiting you. And this TikTok video also helps the people, companies to list it out. And artwork. This artwork is particularly these days, since joining the schools, every school is back of the students to do some creative work, paperwork, collages, okay, quill arts, okay, paintings, drawings. All of them have the chance to upload your complete. This comes into a completely non-academic, I mean, extracurricular activity. This can be done. So coming to this particular area, coming to this particular area, other aspects of your students, what are the other aspects of students' life relating to your personality, relating to your mindset, relating to your leadership, whether you have hosted some programs, and what was your role, how these are, where it was organized, what was your role, and little bit you have to describe your work that you have done. This is called others as other aspects of students' life. Okay, so voluntary experiences, employment history, extracurricular activities, and other issues also come under this category. Next point is what is there to potentiality to demonstrate. Potentiality, every student has his own inborn talent. Inborn talent and people with little mindset. There are two types of people, introverts and extroverts. Introverts, now you have to sit right now after the session and start working on what are your failures and drawbacks. Remember, failures and drawbacks, where you cannot participate in the team. Why you cannot participate in the team? Is there any possibility when you take up initiative yourself or not? You have to take up this situation. You come out of the constraints, you come out of the borders, you come out of the limitations, then you should open up yourself. When people know about you, they think about you, they also understand what are your personality, behaviors, and the traits. Okay, based on this personality, behavior, and traits, people also would like to, if for example, you have some behavior, the other people also have the same behavior. If these people come together, you meet each other, then you compare the same behavior attitude with others. Then what are the measures to overcome? Either you contact the senior, either you meet the expert, or you attend some seminars on soft skills and behavior skills. This is another part. So that is why every student has his own potentiality, and this is a time to demonstrate. This is a time to demonstrate. When we ask the students to come to the stage and speak a few words on the stage about you or about any situation, there are many activities in the course curriculum also, in the first year English lab also, in the third year English lab also, we have such activities to only to enrich, enhance the skills of the students, where some people come forward and some people may not come forward because they think the platform is not suitable to that. No, whenever you get a chance to speak, you take the advantage of the advantage of the time, and then immediately you have to speak something else. So that becomes you are working from introvert to extrovert. This is a journey between introvert and extrovert is very, very big. Very, very big, but it is a silver line. There is a silver line between these two traits. All right. So that you have to cross this silver line. Crossing silver line is nothing but you have to write your own traits, positive points, negative points, and you have to jot down them. So what are my positive points? positive points and the results, negative points and the results. So likewise, you have to work on. If these are the negative points prevailing in you, what are the steps to overcome? This is one of them. This is one of them. You have to list all of your items, skills on this. So this is the right time to demonstrate for you. So this is what professional and personal growth. When you are working on your introvert skills, I mean personality traits, I'm talking about traits, I'm not talking about behavior. Behavior can be changed. Please do understand is that there is a difference. What is the difference between personality behavior and what are the personality traits? So behavior can be changed, traits cannot be changed. Now, behavior can be changed. We need not take much pain to change our behavior, but we need to work. Everybody who would like to work in the corporate industry are expecting in the prospects company, then you have to work on your traits. That is the reason we also have introduced this topic in second year, professional communication, and that is linked to PDBS in third year. Once you focus on each and everything when we are teaching in the classroom, what exactly terminology used and what is the purpose you introducing this curriculum in second and third year, because it is we should thank to our then director sir Venugopal Reddy sir for asking us to why can't we introduce relating to connecting to campus recruitment, and we should thank Venugopal Reddy sir for asking us to introduce at least 2 courses. So then we have come up with this particular subject, professional communication and PDBS. These main important, see, communication skills you can learn, you can acquire. And moreover, these are the external skills. Externals, so they come into internal, so traits, behaviors and traits. So traits can be, you should work on the traits very often, and behaviors can be changed when you look at the people. When you are looking at the people, if they are behaving in a good manner, and you can change your mindset. Also, you can change your habits. Okay, the traits, there are traits inborn traits. So there you have to start working on. This is purely, this makes you to work with all kinds of people in the corporate culture. All kinds of people in the corporate culture. See, because why I'm mentioning here, professional, see here, first point is professional and personal growth. Okay, I'm talking on these areas, 3 areas. So when your mindset is open-mindedness, I mean open-minded, when you accept the people working with you, working around you, and you know, when you're working in a corporate culture, top 10 companies, you have to come across global citizens. Remember this, global citizens. So global citizens, a guy may be from America, a guy may be from Australia, a guy may be from other Canada and other countries. And also you come across other guys from Nigeria, you have to work. Okay, Netherlands. So global place, it is going to be a global platform for you. So when you have certain introvert nature skills here, and you have some barrier to approach with those people because of your lack of confidence. This is what that going to help you a lot now. So personal growth, professional growth. See, for example, the American, a guy from America or a lady from America, if you happen to work with in the office, you have to take your dining. You have to take your dining during the dining. So see, you may be vegetarian, but other people they go even beyond non-vegetarian. So they not only what we see these days only here in India, chicken, mutton, and fish. Okay, relating to that, but they people they go beyond these 3 categories too. Yeah. So you cannot show your disinterest on the face. You cannot say, "Hey, this is bad. How dare you to eat these animals around me? So I'm sorry, I don't want to sit with you." You cannot say directly at their face. You should not say directly at their face. And if you are telling that that is their own personal understanding, their own personal point of view, you cannot ignore them. You cannot just simply avoid them. You will not avoid them. Remember this. So there is other possibilities how to communicate with the global people, and this all leading to personal growth. And when you directly say your aversion towards the people, they do not give any a chance to work with you later. And in this way, you are losing your opportunity. Am I right? So you just imbibe yourself. You have to control yourself, and you have to say in a professional manner. Okay, these are the things you can also work on, and even curriculum also says the same in third year. So evidence-based practice. What is evidence-based practice? You are attending so many webinars, you are attending so many workshops. Okay, you are visiting so many colleges and universities for guest lectures. You take certificate. You take certificate and preserve the certificate. Here you are going to upload the certificate in a website of your own. That is your evidence. Evidence for you is also, you have also, you are participating in sports events. Preserve this certificate with you. Every certificate, it is not that automatically that way increases the weightage, but also when the HR people, companies, CEOs cross-check your credentials and certificates, and they want to know, they come to know in which area you are, you have proficiency. This is important. Okay, so they will come to a conclusion what type of guy he is or she is. Important. So evidence-based practice in our in-house in our college also, departments are organizing, colleges are organizing so many activities. Participate. If you are participating means you are exploring many avenues and platforms. You are coming to know. To speak with many people, you are also able to meet many people. You are all able to know what their personality, what their psychology, and also they share their own knowledge, innovative ideas with you. With that, you can also think and change your mindset. This is what evidence based. So please do attend all the seminars, all the conferences. Then you prioritize yourself, which is very beneficial, relevant to your course curriculum. Okay. So next point is planning space for professional development needs and experience. So this is what planning space. Planning space. So you yourself take initiative and participate. We advertise openly. Every company advertises openly. So you participate. Directly go and participate. This is important thing. Okay. And here, these are the types of e-portfolios we have. Broadly recognized, broadly identified, only there are three. And else, if anybody is talking about many types of portfolios, all of them can be segregated under these three categories. Only these three categories. Fine. So this is a working purely. This is going to be called a learning portfolio. Learning portfolio. For example, you are students. You are all students. Students have completely, they all come under this category. Okay, as a student, you prepare your portfolio. Okay, how it is going to learning comes under, really, this is a great achievement. In the beginning, I was mentioning about a learning portfolio. You have to maintain every semester syllabus copy with you. Please underline the points. Every semester syllabus copy with you. Why the syllabus copies? So you all have almost 5 to 6 syllabus copies. When ours was not autonomous, and then there are only 5. Now there are 6 syllabus, 6 syllabi. So you need to have 6 syllabus copies with you. Why these syllabus copies? People should know when you submit this portfolio online, they should know what you have studied during your degree, engineering degree. First semester, what you have studied. Second semester, what you have studied. Third semester, what you have studied. Why? Why it is required? It is required for the companies, before contacting you, it is required for the companies to prepare some questions to test your knowledge. One point. Second point, whether this curriculum is standardized curriculum, they come to know. If it is also meeting other curriculums, other university, international university curriculums, or if it is really helpful for them, they will shortlist you. See, preparing e-portfolio is not the document for you, and this is the document for the globe and global companies. You are submitting this link and they look at it, what you have studied. Based on that, what the skills you have, skill set you have. I mean, at the end also, I show you some of the sample e-portfolios they have submitted. They have really have the excellent exposure towards their curricular activities, achievements. I'm going to show all of that. So this is going to be useful. That is the reason you need to maintain. It's not that what is the tendency of the students these days. When the semester is over, and why should we, once we have got some 60% or 80% something else percentage, okay, that's what, why should I have this? Syllabus copy is not required. You may think, but you stop thinking in the same way. And you retain, you preserve this syllabus copy with you, and you have to upload that document in your own portfolio, syllabus copy. So learning portfolios, reflection place. Reflection is that. And what you excel, what the course you have studied, and what you can excel. Whether do you have the same skills? Because then when they invite you for the face-to-face talk, do you possess the same knowledge? You need to know that. They test your knowledge. Okay. Portfolios, formative portfolios, and working portfolios. These all working portfolios, that one, that this comes for especially when you have because you people have no experience, and later you can, because see, for example, we teachers, once we were under this first category, now we are under the last category, like working portfolio. We come under this, how to develop, how to increase the number of inputs in the particular area. With that, working portfolio is also one thing. So when you are reading at looking at this particular thing, these portfolios are typically created by you, as only you, because every individual has his own portfolio. Okay, that can be, first you prepare your own portfolio and how to submit it. Then you will need to prioritize. We create a dashboard later. Okay. Then portfolios are often shared with other students to elicit peer feedback. Is it possible? Very simple logic. Here, what we understand, you students have to everybody understand. For example, you write a mail. As you say, you write a mail. You compose a mail. Okay. If before sending it, and what do? You preview it, review it. Okay, revise it, cross-check each and every official mails, cross-check whether any spelling error, whether content is delivered properly, how the construction sentence is constructed, is it any related, cohesiveness or coherence is available, how many paragraphs you have composed, and what is the subject area. Similarly, here also, before sending, final sending of this particular email, then you will be asking your friends to just look at it. And here, this is the best opportunity for every student. Once you have done with your e-portfolio final document, send across to the students, send across your teachers, ask your teachers to do it. They will rectify it, they will suggest you, and also you can see so many examples online available how this e-portfolio is prepared. If you need this particular example, you have to contact so people around you. You send it to the people. They will tell you. They will give you open feedback. Allow open feedback. Don't wait for only positive feedback. People who give accurate, genuine feedback, you respect them. You should give. It is because they are correcting your style of presentation. You should respect these people. Well, that's well and good for you. Next is learning portfolios support the idea of formative feedback as an essential part of the learning process. Next here, coming to this particular thing, e-portfolios, what is the purpose I spoke about it, okay, and how it is going to be prepared. That is well and good. So here, The best example we have is, please. You can visit this portfolio, you can visit this website and look for portfolios. The first part is, the second part is here showcasing. You are incorporating every document in the first category, first level. Okay. In the second level, now you have to show your skill set to the world companies. If when you are going for an interview, generally we have the habit of carrying all documents with us. Resume, latest resume, whether it is designed well or not. We have so much. Students will be very panicked to look at each and every word, every sentence, whether is spelling is correct or not. That's true. And here you have to design your own website. You have to design your own content here, and also you have to upload here, importantly. So people carry their CVs and also their credentials, set of photocopies. Okay. And you cannot carry, for example, you may not carry all the photos and all the videos you prepared, you designed. For example, these days, so many products are entering into the market. Every student, every person is having a review on the product used, how this review is going to helpful. You can also upload, you can also save these reviews, and you can also give the link in your e-portfolio. They want to know, global multinational companies would like to know what talents you have, and you are a tool, and they are going to utilize you. You are selling your skills to them, they utilize, for that they pay you salary. So this is for example. So showcasing is called also professional portfolios, as mentioned. Okay, presentations, representational portfolios, career or employment portfolios. Okay, these are primarily a way to demonstrate the highlights of students' academic career. This is only for you purpose, and you are going to prepare for how to sell your skills, in which area you have the upper hand and the knowledge. Please remember this. In which area you can speak better, what areas, and what is the proficiency level of these candidates. They want to know. How do they come to know? Only the skills you mention in your portfolio. Okay. You demonstrate exemplary work and skills. That's what I tell you. Whatever the skill set you have, please write a spotlight, write a paragraph, and you put this under spotlight category. Spotlight category under the dashboard. When you prepare the website, okay, you prepare a dashboard, and also in the dashboard, there you also should have a spotlight. Or else there is an opportunity, you can have your own photo at the left side, and right side you can prepare your spotlight. 2 paragraph spotlight, very brief. You can demonstrate your exemplary skills over there. So they should be catchy. So companies, when they look at this particular description spotlight, immediately they have to recruit you. So that should be little fashionable. Fine. And here, yeah, showcasing this particular, demonstrating exemplary work skills. Okay, you not only that, this particular experience and achievements you take care of. Focus on the portfolio as a product. Why focusing portfolio as a product? Focusing portfolio as a product is here. See, for example, if you are using any product at home or for your personal purpose, you think of quality of the product, durability of the product, okay, and how it is useful to you. Very simple, these 3 points. Quality comes under your skill set. Here comparable, quality comes under your skill set. What are the skills you have to incorporate? Okay, durability, So durability comes under here. How many long years you can work with us? What is the retention level of the company, and what is the retention level of every individual? Whether CPA, for example, if the companies are offering good package and flexibility, then people never think of moving to or relocation. So that should be like a product. It should be like a product, and the product should be well designed, well versed in a quality manners and every manners. Okay. And here the assessment procedure. This assessment procedure is basically this is done by only instructors in the company's managers, in the college, university levels, professors. They will do the assessment of every student, and they'll give you complete their feedback. They also prepare a para or 2 paragraphs about you. And you can also think when you look at this particular assessment area, what is that is, see, you also, our college, every college and our college also gives statement of purpose at the end after when you are applying for MS abroad. You need to submit SOP, statement of purpose. Who is going to give the statement of purpose? Only our college will give you the statement of purpose. Just you look at the statement of purpose. What are the things incorporated in the statement of purpose? Remember, the statement of purpose is purely talking about your skills, your knowledge, and bona fide student of our college. Okay, and what type of work you have, whether you have devised any new tools for society purpose. Everything also can be there available in the system. Next, I move on to other categories. This electronic one, and I'm talking about it later at the end also. So the student learning, fine. Coming to the tips, I'm talking about the tips now. What are the tips to prepare portfolio? I talk about each and every tip. Tip one is completely, this is nothing but objective. What is the objective of the portfolio? Objective of the portfolio is very simple. Which job you are eligible, what is the course of study you have done, and what are the companies in the world available where you can work, and what are the recruitment procedure of those companies, and whether you are eligible for that company or not. Keeping the broad spectrum of global exposure, you can also prepare your objectives. Okay, you choose to get a job is going to be very different from the work you choose. This is going to be objective. Objective is purely the work you choose to get a job. Simple thing. What type of work you can do? For example, why I'm talking about this? Mechanical people can do software job. I mean, mechanical students. Civil engineering students also can do software job. Okay. Computer science people, anyway, they do software job. Okay. Electronics people, they can also do software job. So what is the job you are going for? Whether you are choosing from the core levels or just adopted the technology field. Second tip is portfolio hosting. Portfolio hosting is very here talking about, I just show a few of the points. Yeah. Here are some websites available, some websites, portfolio writing. See, for example, you can see some of the websites. I'm talking about how you can have portfolio hosting. Yeah, I just take this one. Yeah. I think we are crossing the time, but still I'll try to finish as early as possible. Is it okay, Priya madam, if I extend 5-10 minutes more? Shafi sir? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So objectives we have done, and here hosting portfolio. I come up with this particular person. Yeah. When you look at this, are you all people looking at this particular thing? What are the websites we have available here? I just where is my yeah. Yes. This is the first example I'm talking about. This lady has written her own portfolio, and her name is Kathy Privet, and it looks very brief here. Please read for yourself. Okay, and the first part she has mentioned here and her journey. What is the welcome part she has written? Looking at the welcome part. Okay. Looking at the welcome part. So she's mentioning, welcome to my site. My name is Kathy. And I am a recent graduate of Clemson University and all these things. You can also look at this and take this website. You can visit her at your own time. You can just orient yourself, get to know how to prepare this. Fine. And this portfolio showcases some of my accomplishments and experience thus far, as well as the places I would like to go in the future. And I hope you will enjoy taking a look at my journey to become a physician assistant. Look at this, how she is admitting herself, and see here points mentioned. In the oldest of three girls, and my childhood was and centered around 4 or 15 acres of land. From the choice of I did and farm something else. Okay, you can read it for you. And now comes let me come to my journey of Kathy Privet. See, this is her journey. This is the image I mentioned in the beginning. This is an image. Images can be drawn. Images can be taken, which you love. Which you love some images. You can also see what is this. I came to Clemson University during the summer of 2005, and something she has written here. Look at this. Something has written here. Please read it for yourself. You get oriented. If you cannot see, anybody can see from their end. Shafi sir, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay. Right. And this is the journey this lady has written in her manner. And next it comes to Joseph F. Sullivan Centers. What she has spoken about this particular thing. This is, see for example, what she has written there. Joseph F. Sullivan Center. This PowerPoint provides general information about the Sullivan Center as well as my duties and responsibilities as a student intern. When you look at this particular thing, you also get an idea what you have to prepare, how you have to prepare, and her involvement in all of it. Look at this. The Best Chance Network is coordinated through the American Cancer Society and the Department of Health and Environmental Control. So blah, 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 all it is written there. And here also written, I spent my last semester as a student as a Clemson internee in the Joseph F. Sullivan Center. This is another one heading. Our next heading. Next heading is a leadership experience. How this leadership experience is done. Look at this. When I go to college, I instantly began getting involved on campus through various organizations. In addition, I began working in the office of the IPJ Scholarship Fund and have this one. So what is IPJ? Student Advisory Board. Look at this. What she has mentioned here, the next one, Orientation Ambassador, Tiger Brotherhood, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Zeta Tau Alpha is also mentioned at the end. What is Zeta Tau Alpha? She became the member of Zeta Tau Alpha during her right. Next heading, what is her extracurricular activities? Extracurricular activities, and you know this, written where she has done her extracurricular activity. Forget about who are the people in the, okay. And because that is your own interest. If you want to see people, when the people ask you, why, who is the other person in the image, here talking about image, and you would be able to explain about this particular person in the image with you. That is one point. Next, New Spring Church, whatever this voluntary, you are volunteering, and then where you have done your voluntary work, you can do your voluntary work. Next point is other artifacts. Dear students, other artifacts are nothing but here Here you don't talk about vessels, don't talk about flower vases, don't talk about the decorative items available in the gallery outside. This is different. This is different. You look at this. Okay. These are your maybe projects. You can also have projects and your personal habits and what you have done. For example, see, for example, artifacts. Acute, what is the problem? Acute lymphocytic leukemia. This paper she has published, presented. Okay, what is the other paper? Here you're talking about here. Okay, the effects of smoking. She has written an article, you are published. That is the reason initial time, what I spoke, when you write a critical review, all of them you can mention under other artifacts. This is helpful for the people when they look at you. And next, I'm going to the other important. I was so impressed with the guy who has written his own personal e-portfolio, and this is called a dashboard. Remember this. For example, say home, about, scientist, scholar, engineer, student, leader, captain, and contact. In every student life, in every person's life, you come across at least these categories. Remember this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If it is crossing the limitations, and you can also here add another one, or you want to mention the particular title, you mention it. Otherwise, you can also put the heading as others. You can write what are the others, where you want to expose, you want to show not much, but you want to show your inbuilt skills. And here is the guy's photo. Okay, here's the guy's photo. Here the name has come. Okay, and I told you what you can prepare as a spotlight. This place you can use for spotlight. This is a place, black space you see under his name. This black background, for this space you can use your own spotlight, highlighting your demonstrating skills over there, in which you are very perfect. What you can do, handle. Okay, and this is another one. This if portfolio has been archived, please visit my current site. When you visit this current site, directly it pops up to another web link. You remember this. Now this is his complete thing. So complete his field work he has done. Complete his field work he has done. What's the field work? See here, Auburn University. Talking about Auburn University, all these facilities he has mentioned were hard work, field work, and what the designations and everything he has done there, that can be shown there. So now I'm closing this website link. Coming to this part back. So he studied this course. He studied this course, civil engineering. We call it as a civil engineer, right? And they civil and environmental engineer. So they have the collaborative course. Some universities internationally are offering collaborative courses. This is one of the collaborative courses. Okay. And here, you see here curriculum vitae. When I bring my cursor, it shows something, it disappears. When I move away, then it appears. Now let's see, I advise the students to prepare your own curriculum resume. Now let me click this curriculum vitae. Let me, what happens? Wait. Wait, it is opening. Please wait. Yes. Can you see now? So Shafi sir, can you please tell me whether it is visible to all?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Can you speak the first name of the person there, sir?
Michael A. Pierce, PhD.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. See this, for what he mentions there. This is his name here also mentioned, and his title here mentioned, and when it was created and generated mentioned here, and his name mentioned here. This is a phone number. This is sorry, I just go back. Yeah, coming to this point I mentioned. Yes, is a contact number, students. This is MEAP003T32@auburn.edu. This is a website. Okay, so it's a website as a student. Okay, the student mail ID he has given, and this is completely www.map08g. This is, you come across, many students know about Wix.com. He has used this platform to create his own portfolio. Remember, this is one of the tools. Wix.com is one of the tools. I'm going to tell you so many tools like this. Wix.com is free of cost. You can use Wix.com. You create your own website. And of course, many people are aware of this only GoDaddy. GoDaddy is a site where you can also buy your space for very less price, maybe something around 1,000 rupees or 1,500 rupees. They give you 15-20 GB of space. You can create your own portfolio. You can create your own website there. If you are creating your own website, then you can also have your own folder e-portfolio. When people click the e-portfolio, and also they should look at all the availabilities, items you mentioned on the dashboard. This is what. Okay. Now here you can see what he says, PhD from where. Okay. And what is it, where he has done, and what is the specialty. So civil engineering. Okay. Don't think otherwise, dear students of other branches, because I found this particular CV and the e-portfolio very useful for you. That is the reason I have selected this file. And why you don't ask me why you have selected only civil engineering, you would have selected electronics and triple E, that all. That is the question will have less weightage. That's you must know. So this CV, MS Civil Engineering, Auburn University, BS Civil Engineering, and Florida State University. Okay. So this is nothing but, see, when he has done his course, please here mentioned here 12, 14, and 16. Coming to experiences, how this is done. So this so many things, awards and honors, professional development he mentions, awards and honors mentions, teaching experience he mentions, and what are the other areas? See, individual lectures taught in the following courses: Auburn University, Alabama. Scholarship, scholarly contribution, these are the international recognized articles. So he has published in Scopus also. See, for example, these are the papers. See how he has written. He has written order is not chronological order. See, first number 1 comes at the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. So this is the latest one. And journal articles under review, conference proceedings I've done, invited lectures, webinars, and training. Fine. How many are there? So this is. So this is a very big, so this is one of the theses, see, theses, Perez MA, this is one thesis. This is another thesis, okay. Professional leadership, service, and membership, this is fine. Professional leadership, what he has done, okay. Experiences, what he has done, what is the duration of the person as a member in that particular. And coming to the very important factor of your resume is here, engineering coursework. I told you, please recall, in initial times, I told you what is the importance of your course. That's the reason I have asked you to please preserve your semester-wise syllabus copies. And here you have to mention, see, capstone projects. Capstone means very top, renowned, globally recognized, famous. So here, capstone projects, yes, coursework. After that, you are going to mention what you have studied. Company people also know what you have studied during your engineering, during your course. Construction, what is your proficiency level? Okay, hydraulic system and hydrology, what is the proficiency level? And how it is going to help in whether you have studied on environmental, because your name of the course is that civil and environmental. So it is merged here. And also comes under transportation. You have proficiency in transportation. Okay, geotechnical, we have that. So what are you doing here? These people, these are the experts in that. So these experts have taught these particular areas during the course of the study in the university. Likewise, we have structures, materials, and all we have. So this is, I think, is a glance. It's a glance. Please look at the glance at later stage. I'm going to close this now. Now let us come back. Let us come back to this particular thing. Here on the right side, you come across these two. In, I think every person in the world will recognize very easily what is in is nothing but LinkedIn, social networking sites, next to Facebook, Tumblr, and all this. But after Facebook and Twitter is, we are not considering Twitter because Twitter is not so much open file like open website, open resource platform as in LinkedIn and Facebook. So in the LinkedIn, here he has given a link. You can, if you click on that, that takes you to the LinkedIn profile. And there is an important point. Many people do not know, so many people do not know what is RG. RG is nothing but ResearchGate. Remember this. Why ResearchGate? ResearchGate is a repository of articles, latest articles, research, all the world research scholars, professors, experts, they write their articles and they publish those articles, and their articles are available on RG. Let us click what is RG. Yeah. Now look at this guy. This is ResearchGate I'm talking about. And see, Michael Perez, we spoke about it. See, for example, Auburn University, and he has written. See, about network and publication. He has got 17 publications here mentions. Okay, 17 publications. How many people have read these 17 publications? 2,371 people have read this. And how many internationally his articles were cited? 52 people have cited these articles, his articles as example. These citations. And what are the skills he has? Water resource, hydraulics, these are mentioned there, highlighting now. Okay, and these are other issues you talk about it. Okay, then when you want to contact, you can contact here. Okay, you can see what is he exactly. Fine. You can also see the papers available here. Now I'm closing this RG. Research. Coming to this recent news. What is August 2016 journal publication, so and so title. Okay, if you want to, in which journal it has been published, then you can also have the front page cover of here, and you can show this is recognized. Okay, and you can see these 3 articles you can in the soil erosion. Okay, and then these are the other areas. Okay, now let us see about what he has written. Coming to the point. So these all come under, please, every participant should know that these all come under how to prepare your own portfolio, importantly. So it comes under it objectives, how to host yourself, how to design your portfolio, and how to add your own sample things. Everything comes under this category. Okay, and now look at this. About. This is about Mike. Okay, and this is about himself. I completed my doctoral degree in civil engineering with a focus in construction engineering and management at Auburn University. Okay, fine. And is there, we'll ask one of the students to read for a while. Who is that student? Yeah, we'll try later. Fine. This is about yourself. This is also elaborated. I go back to the home page now. Here you are writing only brief spotlight. Remember this, use this space, brief spotlights. If you want to have detailed spotlight, now you write on the about. Here about. This is detailed spotlight description about you. I completed so and so, you're writing about it. You are having your own photo. Photo should be very professional, and also do not take much which is embarrassing. For example, photos, some people take for embarrassing photos, and do not post embarrassing photos, and don't link those to your e-portfolio, importantly. Okay, and this, he has written so many paragraphs about his achievements. Fine, well and good. And also he has, see, professional, when it comes to professional experience and what he has done. You have worked with people, and he also has so many professional attachments, and then you can also write, you can also take photos, and you can also upload here. Now this about is done. Go to scientist. Micah is the scientist, the guy. Research projects, training, and educational outreach. These are the projects as a scientist he brought out. So
Training and educational research. What is happening there? See, for example, sediment basin performance. These are the things. With photo description. When you are collecting a photo, write a spotlight description. Photo description. Unnamed aerial vehicles. This is unnamed aerial vehicle. So this is talking about it. So description. And is there any journal published? This article published in this particular journal, and here also under this you mentioned storm drain inlet protection. This is the image, and where this article been published, here published, here published, here is MS thesis, and so many are there. This hydro design of hydraulic design of ESC practices. So many are there. Every for example, electronics students, you take up your own images. Okay, computer science students, you take up your own images, which you want to project, on which you have worked very well during 4 years or a course you have done. You can also have your own images at the side, and you can write a brief paragraph about the image. That's well enough. And arc pipe hydraulics, this one, okay. So these are the things. As a scientist, he excelled his projects, a trainer, and as a scholar, now I clicked scholar. I think I'm not taking much time. I finish it off. After this, and I'm going to. I ask you to look at your own time. You look at please all this. Fine. Look at this. What he has done. These are his scholarly contributions as engineer. Yeah. Mike as engineer. You describe student as a student. What is that, Mike, as a student? What your PhD is you done as a student, MS, Ondil, leader. And here, Mike is a leader in a companies. He received awards. You mentioned as a student, you received awards. You mentioned here, received leadership positions, conference participations. He mentions here as a leader. Okay. You also, when you are organizing any fest in the college, or you are going outside to participate or host a program in outside our campus, also you can mention all of them under leadership positions here in your portfolio. Participations, you can do participations. Okay. Any members affiliations you have, you can also have their logos and affiliations, membership and affiliations. TRB is a Transportation Research Board, and any affiliation you write about here. All of them can be mentioned here. And as a captain here talks about moving to captain. As a captain, Mike, because you have exemplary skills, you can also sail. You can also write. Okay, concrete canoe competition here. Okay. Now this is a contact and a brief contact. I guess all these are mentioned here. If you want to contact, and if you want to know more about, if you want to have a professional link, what do you call, sharing your knowledge. If you want any knowledge, any doubts to clarify, you can contact this guy. He will definitely give you back. Okay. Now this is a complete, brief introduction about how you have to prepare your own resume. After details, you have to incorporate all of your skills, things in a portfolio. This is one of the best I have chosen. I hope that this will work for you. Okay, now I'm closing this slide and moving to the previous slide. Okay, and I just close this. Right. Yeah. Yes, coming to the important websites. Important websites is, say for example, you have clippings.me, where you can submit, upload, or create your own blog for your e-portfolio. Can you see, dear students, clippings.me here, the clippings.me? Of course, it asks for something, whether I'm a human or I'm a dog or something else. Okay, you can directly go there. This is one, clippings.me. You can also utilize the WordPress organization, WordPress.com, for creating your own, open source software you can use to create a beautiful website, blog, or app, and under which you can also have your own e-portfolio with the help of this platform, WordPress. Okay. There is one more thing, Wixi. I spoke about Wixi.com. You can also directly use this Wixi for developing your own sites. And there is another one, it is a Google site. Google site is also there. You can see Google site, create Here, create, name or copy a site or new sites. How to use Google Sites? You go there, Google Sites, and build. See, Google Sites build and host business websites. See, you are preparing a e-portfolio. It's nothing but developing your own. You are making yourself as a business. Means your business means you are selling your own skills using this platform. That is the reason you are doing a business. Next, it is another website you have, EduBlogs. EduBlogs also available. You can prepare your own blogs. I think most of you people are aware of EduBlogs, blog system. Now you have to prepare. Use this EduBlogs as a main source. Another point is, I just stop sharing and going back to my other particular slide. I just end with a few things. Yeah, I come to this particular point. Importantly, I want to show to all, these are the websites. These are the website available online. Tools for writing your own e-portfolio, free or low cost. Many websites are free and a few websites are asking for price. And if you want, you can buy, and they also maintain your website forever. And also, if you do not know particularly how to write to see, you need to make your portfolio very standardized, and you have to take experts' advice. In experts' advice, I advise you to see, for example, I'll tell you here, Clippings Me. Clippings Me is a website. You can contact these people. They also design. You have to give your raw material. They design and segregate and design and give your e-portfolio. They design it for you. But of course, you need to pay some amount for them. That is a secondary issue. Okay, these are the B-Learning. B-Learning is a Canvas, is a good website. It guides you how to create your own blog, and Contently.com also available. WordPress, I spoke about it. And another one important is the Journo Portfolio. This is also a website. It is useful and you can also prepare. You can start working on e-portfolio. First, you need to keep your raw material. Then you start working on segregation. Okay. Next, it is EduBlog we spoke about. This another website, Pressfolio. This Pressfolio also very useful. Okay. There's a Muckrack, another website. Clippings.me, I told you. Squarespace and other two also. Okay. And sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. For example, this I take now. I have already spoken about these two, one lady and the other gentleman, talking about this particular sites, Wixie site. And okay. Next point is before in a minute, sir, I'll take 2 minutes of time. Shafi sir, madam, is it okay? I'm sorry, I'm asking for extension for 2 to 3 minutes. I want to finish in 2 to 3 minutes.
It's okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And coming to the objectives point, and this another point is portfolio hosting. Portfolio hosting is nothing but incorporating your own skills, all skills together, and preparing a website. There you are preparing your dashboard. On the dashboard, you are uploading your documents. Every time, please, every time, once you receive any skill from any source. For example, today you have prepared your complete CV, Vitae, and e-portfolio. It is not that you just keep this website unattended every time. Every month, once you receive any updates in your coming to your resume, the same can be added in the e-portfolio. Make sure. So you are frequently visiting and updating yourself so that people also know your talents, skills, and you are going to demonstrate your things. That is portfolio hosting. And portfolio hosting, this portfolio hosting should be a very, very memorable. Why it is very memorable? It means, see, for example, I can tell you there is a one gentleman. This gentleman actually, he prepared this particular, I try to go back to that particular, whether I have this, one journalist has prepared his own portfolio, e-portfolio, in 2017, and later unfortunately he passed away. But this document is going to be a role model for the entire world students who are studying journalism course. Remember this particular point. People are looking at it. People, experts, industry experts, they take his e-portfolio as the best example and showing it to the class students. That's a role model. So when you prepare your e-portfolio, that should be hosting. The hosting should be very excellent and catchy and easily remembered. You need not use very bombastic words to design your own portfolio. Simple words and explain in a grammatical good manner. That's well and good. Okay. That's hosting yourself. Okay. And portfolio design. For portfolio design, go to clippings.com. Okay, you identify clippings.me, as I have mentioned, clippings.me, and you go there, you will talk about portfolio design. Of course, every website I have mentioned in the previous slide, every website talks about how to design, where to write objectives, how to host your own e-portfolio, and what is the design you need to make, and what are the sample additions, how you have to make sample additions. Fourth step. Fifth step is your biography. Biography is nothing but showcasing your own achievements. Okay, and do not make it very much longer. Short, brief, and effective. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So these are the inputs I would like to give, and I hope that every student is. After going home, definitely work for this particular area, how to prepare e-portfolio for each and every student. Download all these websites, use the websites, which website is very comfortable to you, and just you adopt it. And you now start working on that. Please focus on the tips, important tips. Before summing up, I would like to say the tips again, read tips for you again. Tip 1 is write what are the objectives. First tip. Tip 2, portfolio hosting. How to host your portfolio. Okay. See, hosting is you are the one creating portfolio and people host your portfolio. That's it. Okay. How to design. Fourth point, samples addition. Sample additions, if any PDF documents, any text documents, any images, any videos, they all come under this samples. How to add these samples under this category. Okay. And also at last you prepare your biography. Okay, and at the end, nothing but sharing. The third point you mentioned here, the second point was here showcasing assessment. This third important point is showcasing nothing but you are exhibiting your skills and sharing with the world people, world companies. That is called here showcasing here. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam, for the opportunity you have given. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, I'm done with the work, sir. I have completed. Anything to say to the participants? Please address the participants once again. Priya,
Yes.
madam.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Murli Garu, for stressing on the academic e-portfolio and its importance in highlighting and demonstrating their exemplary work and skills, and also explaining them about the tools to create the e-portfolio. I hope definitely students are benefited by the inputs given by the highly experienced faculty. And if any queries or questions are there, that will be answered by Dr. Murli through email. His email ID will be given to you. Any questions that will be answered by Dr. Murli through email. Okay. And thank you all the English faculty and the other faculty of other departments, our H&S faculty, those who attended this session. I thank all the students, for spending your time and learning about ePortfolio. And thank you once again. Let us meet once again tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the second session. Thank you so much.
1 minute, madam.
1 minute,
Yes,
madam. Shafi sir, if there are any questions in the chat box, please direct them to me for a while. 1 or 2 questions is fine. We can do it now itself. Any questions from participants side, or even teachers also ask questions. We can also ask questions. I think in the chat box there are no questions.
So, no, sir. It is about the great session, and it's a great session, sir. It is
Thank
only
you.
the compliments which is given. Shafi, sir, share the attendance link to Surinder, sir. Okay, let us call it a day. Thank you so much once again. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you, madam.
Murli Garu.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
madam.
all the faculty who are coordinated with this session. Thank you all the students once again. And let's meet once again tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the second session. And the talk given will be given by Dr. Padma Venkat. Thank you so much.